Hey, is your iPhone storage full? If it is, you might want to try what I did a few days back. I've done that more than once. I have the 256 gig model, and I do shoot videos. There's some photos, but there's a lot of videos as well. I don't get to transfer them, excuse me, constantly to my machine, so it does add up. But I certainly don't have very lengthy videos, so it's not something that should account for like 256 gigs. The other day, my apps stopped upgrading and installing a bunch of other apps that I have on my device, and then I figured out that it was because I did not have space to install. It had used up 252 of the 256 gigs, and I was like, wow, do I really have that many videos? And then I looked it up because I had actually done some transfer of my phone not too long ago, right? So it was in the recent past. So it didn't really make a lot of sense. So I did the usual things that you would do. I transferred all of the other videos and the photos and the content to my machine. So deleted it after I did the import. I just checked the checkbox on iTunes import, so it would delete it on my device. So it got rid of it. It obviously puts it in the recently deleted folder. So I went to that one because I think it keeps it for like 30 days. I removed it from there as well. It didn't make much difference. It came down to like 245 gigs of used space with only like 10 or 11 gigs left, right? So that I've seen this happen before. And then if you go to the Apple forums, you see a bunch of people reporting this and a lot of responses as well. But I don't know, maybe this is still a bug on the device. Because from what I can tell, the way iPhones work, if you actually send a message to somebody and you attach a video, or to yourself, or however it is, right, to your iCloud account, let's say the video is 20 megs, and then you do this for a while, so you have a lot of that, and you don't have those videos on your device per se, but it's part of iMessage, your messages. That still accounts for storage, and I believe it shows up when you go to manage storage on your device. It shows up as under apps, not under documents or photos. So it's a little misleading. That does use up a lot of space because if you send it to somebody, it's there on your iPhone. You have an iPad. It's going to be on your iPad because all of your Apple devices and machines that use the same iCloud account, they're all going to actually have a copy of that piece of content. So that's a problem. So you should certainly try that. Make sure you go to iMessages, get rid of everything that you don't want. It's almost like clearing the WhatsApp chats, right? So you go to those messages, delete them on each and every one of your devices that might potentially be using the same iCloud account. Now that does help. I don't know if I should say quite a bit or a little bit, but it makes some difference. And the last time I did a bit more, made more of a difference to me than it did this time around. So even after I did all of that, it was still like over 230 gigs of space showing up as used. So that didn't make sense. I tried a number of other things, and the last option obviously is to reset your device, which means you have to do a backup. And in my case, I don't really I use iCloud for storage to some extent, but I have it in a number of other places, so it's not terribly hard. But the difficult part is you have to now install like 100 different apps on your device. But that's what I had to do. This is even the last time. Even after clearing up the iMessage, the messages, it freed up a good chunk of space, but not all the way through, not even close, right? It had still used up like 70-75% of the actual space. And if you've bought something that's like 256 gig storage, you want to have most of it. Otherwise, you'll have trouble installing and doing a bunch of other steps and And what if one day you want to shoot a lengthy video? You don't want to be in a precarious position where you don't have space to shoot that video. So I then reset my device and had to reinstall all the apps, and all else being the same, right? Reinstalling all the apps back. And again, I didn't mention none of the other apps had taken any amount of meaningful space, like it was like half a gig or less than that. So all of them put together, not much at all. So after we did this, after I reset and installed all the apps back, the storage now shows the used space is like at 25 gigs. Yeah, that's right, from 245 down to 25. So I don't know, hopefully this video helps you. This is not the solution you might be looking for if you run into this situation. I wasn't looking for this, and this is actually the worst case scenario, but that I'm reasonably confident that there is a bug. No matter what you do, and also before I end the video, I did one more thing as well. I try to set the date manually, uncheck the automatic date setting option, set it to like 10 years ago, just to see if the recently deleted folder would pull up other photos or videos, which I believe it could. If for whatever reason it only shows the last 30 days and it did not wipe those videos out, it may have theoretically pulled the older videos, but that wasn't to be the case. I didn't expect for that to be the case, but from what I had read in some documentation, they alluded to it, so I tried that one out as well. Anyway, so if at least there is a solution, maybe not the most convenient one, but this is a solution. It takes a bit of time because you have to reinstall your app, but if you have a backup, and if you're more meticulous about those things than I am, it probably might take you a little bit less time, but then at least it gives you an opportunity to get rid of apps you don't want. Just sort of more like spring cleaning on your devices, right? Hope this helps. Thank you for watching.